Hi, I'm Dominic Robson-Neal,
I'm Zell Folks,
and this is Inside the Ropes.
Boxing Show.
All right. Hi, I'm Dominic Robson-Neal. We got another episode of Inside the Ropes. I'm here with my co-host Marlon, and we're going to talk about some interesting boxing that went on this weekend. What do you think about the fights, Marlon?
I like the fight card this weekend. All the fights were entertaining. The number one fight that I was focused on was that Rolly and Pitbull, even more than the actual main event with Tim Tszyu and Fandor. I wanted to see if Rolly was going to come out and seize the moment. This was time for Rolly to show people that he was serious, if he was really about this boxing life. But he got in there and got embarrassed. He got matched up against somebody who just wasn't going to stop coming forward and was able to take everything he had. And he had no boxing skills to beat Pitbull. He was looking for nothing but power to beat him. And that was the wrong answer.
Man, Rolly don't have no boxing IQ. Rolly is like, let's say in a real world of education, you got elementary, middle school, high school, college, doctorate, all that stuff, right? Man, Rolly about 12th grade. If you want, because he don't have the boxing IQ, he think power is gonna beat everybody, but his power ain't gonna beat everybody. You know, sometimes you gotta have IQ. And then you look at Pitbull IQ, he about to graduate high school too, because only thing Pitbull, he couldn't even cut the ring off from Rolly.
Right.
Now Rolly not even know Rolly a high schooler too. So he couldn't, that's why he had problems the last fight before when the dude was moving on him and
right.
he looked messed up because
He trying to land nothing but big shots.
he trying to land big shots and he don't know how to cut the ring off. I can't believe they not taught that, but I mean they probably taught it, but
Do you
know
think
what I'm
his height factors into that? Because he was coming up short a lot.
yeah, he trying to judge the range, but at first it's gonna be hard to, but as the fight wears on and the person
Wears down,
you're gonna
Get
start
closer.
getting closer and closer. But it take a lot of gas to do that. You see Pitbull was breathing between rounds. So
Right.
Rolly was basically running. But Rolly sat there and tried to throw a few punches, throwing back. But the thing with Rolly is, and this will happen with most fighters who've been knocked out. Once you get knocked out, it's hard. Okay, you can have all the money in the world, but if you take an egg and you crack that egg, all the king's horses, all the king's men can't put that egg back together. And you can have millions and billions of dollars, but you can't fix that egg. That's how a person's jaw and chin is. So soon once you get knocked out, look at all the fighters who've been knocked out. It's only a few of them that come back and be the same fighter. You know what I'm saying? That be
Right.
the exact. Pacquiao is the only one I ever seen get knocked out cold, sleep, and come back and still fight like he don't care.
Right.
But so Rolly been knocked out in the fight, all right. And this is why I bet on doggone Pitbull. Rolly been knocked out before.
Mm-hmm.
He got knocked out in sparring. They had it all on YouTube after Tank knocked him out.
Right.
Then he fought that old man and got dropped. So his punch resistance ain't like it used to be. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So by his punch resistance being down, a couple of hard shots gonna get him. You know, but
And he don't try to get on that bike.
right. And then Rolly used to coming forward, but now when he got to back up, he can't fight backing up. That's why you got to teach fighters to be versatile, to be able to come forward, be able to go backwards. That come with. Oh, go ahead. My bad. That come with teaching.
That kind of reminded me of Deontay Wilder last fight when he came out trying to box, and it just wasn't him. Rolly out there trying to pull the same stunt, but that's not Rolly. He was never taught that. His best bet to me would be
mix it
forward.
up and
Meet
mix
him
it
in the
up
middle.
and mix it up. That was his best. That was his best option.
Right.
But he don't have no inside fight game either.
No.
So what he gonna do? He just out there. They just throwing him out there.
Which makes me think, is he done getting these type of fights?
Well, Rolly sells. He sells because he talks stuff. People think he crazy. He entertainment. Boxing is entertainment.
Right.
So he gonna sell because of that. Just because they'll say, "Oh, we're gonna give Rolly another chance." They'll give Rolly a couple stool pigeons. He'll win a couple. Come back out there. You know what I'm saying? But now the good fight was Fundora and
Tim Tszyu.
Tim Tszyu. I blame Tim Tszyu people for him losing this belt. First of all, the man had a substitute. His original opponent fell out.
Right.
So once his opponent fell out, they gonna get a 6'7". They gonna get a 6'7" opponent, 6'6", 6'7" opponent, and your whole training camp. You've been training for a guy. How tall is Tim? How tall was Keith Thurman? 5'8".
5'8".
You training for a 5'8" guy. Now you gotta get a 6'7".
In 11 days.
Right. And you really can't. And if you get one, what they had, Lantez Fox, little brother, Mike Fox. Mike came in there and sparred with him, but you ain't gonna let him go hard because the fight coming up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He only 2 weeks out. So, but I think Tim Tszyu, well, matter of fact, this is my opinion. Tim Tszyu people screwed that up because there's two things he could have done. The man had a hole right here in his head. He didn't have a cut over his eye or something the cut man could fix. So by him having that, they let him fight after the second round. The third round, they should have said, "Hey, tell him you can't see." So it'd have been a no contest. Now, if he had went to the scorecards and the fight would have stopped after the fourth round, it's considered, it goes to the scorecard if the fight is stopped. So they should have had the fight stopped and then go either get the win off the scorecard or before the fourth round is over, get the no contest. And the doctor, whoever he was, I don't know he gonna let nobody sit out there and fight like that.
They had a long fight to go. They had 8 more rounds to go, and he's
Right.
bleeding profusely.
Profusely. Well, I mean, Fundora was bleeding too.
Out the mouth.
Out the mouth. Both of them bloody. The man got a hole in his head, and he got dark blood coming out of it. So it's a difference of light blood, dark blood. You know what I'm saying? So he could have been really messed up. And then fights like that take years off your life. So that fight right there. Well, let's say I had 3 fights like that. He had none. When you compare us, I've had about 20 fights. He done had about 4. You know what I'm saying? Because I done been through hell and back with just a little bit of fights. But that fight gonna take a lot out of him. Then he got to his head got to heal.
Right.
And it just.
And Fundora, he's no slouch. Just because he got knocked out his last fight against.
No, he not no slouch. He very hard puzzle to figure out because
he keep that stick out there.
Yeah, he just started doing that. I was surprised this fight he started. But I knew he was going to do. I figured he was going to beat Tim Tszyu because of the change. I said he changed the opponents. I said, but Fundora was already in shape because he had a fight
on that same night.
On that same night, so he was in shape. And Fundora, a hard puzzle to figure out. Now we watched Saturday here the other day. Me and Coach Stan watched Tim Tszyu fights. He throw punch. He's accurate, but he don't have no power. People think he got. I said he ain't gonna win, and he didn't win. So all you boys who owe me that bread, get that bread up, for your eye get closed up.
What do you think about Errol Spence jumping in the ring after the fight?
Man, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. It's a bunch of BS because
that shocked me personally. I wasn't prepared for that.
Nah, he got in the ring. This is what PBC want to do. They want to keep the belts in-house. So they'll let Fundora fight Errol Spence. They talking about that's a big fight. But you're not going to look at Errol Spence the same. The last vision you had of him was getting mollywopped.
Right, yep.
Right? So he get mollywopped. You just selling it because both of them are PBC fighters. They'd rather keep the money in-house than to let Bud fight him. But Bud already petitioned the WBO, so Bud's going to get the fight. So what PBC is going to do, they going to let the belt go. And Bud had to fight somebody else for the belt. So they're going to do some girl shit.
They ducking.
Yeah, they ducking. They want Errol Spence to come back and fight Fundora. Now,
I don't like that fight.
he'll come out there and give Earl. He gonna get Errol Spence problems too.
He gonna give anybody problems.
Errol Spence will come out there. Errol Spence mentally, man, you don't even know if he back yet. What they should have did was had him, gave him another fight, a tune-up fight, before he go back into the line, because the last thing his brain remembers is getting beat up. So he gonna put him right back out there in deep water, and both of them had that same deep water style where they're gonna be out there just throwing and exchanging punches, man. But PBC, man, sometimes you look at them, you be like, man, they do some foul crap in boxing. You know what I'm saying? They should let the best fight the best.
That's how it should be.
Well, boxing don't have no what you want to call it, like football has a football, baseball. All other sports have a union or a sanctioning body or something that controls it and regulates it. We don't have that. So yeah, well, we're not gonna let him fight him. Man, what kind of everything about money? You know what I'm saying? That's why we're not getting the best fights. Like Leonard Ellaby said, well, Terrence Crawford's not with PBC, but Errol is like family.
Right, I seen that clip.
Man, that's some BS. Dan, what do you think about Earl and Coach James getting rid of his trainer Derrick James, the one he had from day one?
I'm all about loyalty. Whoever you start with, you want to give every opportunity to finish with. Coming off just one loss and cutting your trainer like that, I don't personally like it.
Well, he didn't cut him for the loss. He cut him because the coach sued him because he wanted his money. You see what I'm saying? The thing was, everybody knows it's standard. It's an unwritten law. The trainer get 10% of your purse, right? And there's no grade. Okay, 10%. Now you can negotiate more, whatever. But the bottom line is 10%. So what PBC does, say your purse can be whatever, but they're gonna guarantee you a minimum. You can sign for that night and pick your check up. He signed for his minimum, which was 2.5. So if I got 2.5 million, I'm gonna give Derrick James 250,000.
Right.
But he made 27 million.
So that's 2.7.
Yeah. So he's down. But Earl thinking, well, I paid you off of the what I signed for.
Right.
But coach said, nah, you gotta give me something off of everything you made. You know what I'm saying? Which I think is fair.
That's absolutely fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, you got, because I'm supposed to get 10% of your earnings on that fight. But here's the thing, a lot of time when fighters they're making 50,000, they owe you 10%, you get 5,000. Now he make 100,000, he might give you 10,000, okay. But now you start making 300 and 400,000, you don't think that you should get a man 40,000. When that coach, now you making millions. So if you make let's say you make 2.2 million, you owe me 220, $220,000. You owe me my money. Pay me my money, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And because the coach, the promoters, the managers, they're not there with you in training camp. They're not there when you late night calling their house, talking about you got a baby mama problem, or you got a girlfriend problem, or you got a baby mama and a girlfriend problem. You know what I'm saying? Whatever kind of problems you got, the coach got to figure it out. He got to sit here and listen to you bitch and moan the whole time in training camp. You know what I'm saying? So everything that the coach do, y'all came up together. Y'all gotta get paid together. You know what I'm saying?
It still break down to a dime on the dollar. Like, no matter how much you're bringing in, it's 10 cents off the dollar, 10%.
Right, and it's all about that bread. Errol Spence, get that bread up. Hey, this has been another episode of Inside the Ropes. We got to go. We can sit here and talk about this all day. Make sure you come out next week. What's the field over there by the airport? We had a soccer field with
Owens Field.
Owens Field, where Robinson Neal Boxing Academy will be beating 3-4 Fitness, Aces, and a couple other gyms. We're gonna have a kickball tournament again. We're the kickball champions from last year. We're gonna defend our titles this year. Come on out, have a good time. 1 o'clock. We're gonna have vendors out there, 360 machines, all kind of foolishness. So come come out there and have a good time. That's the 13th at Owensville at 1 o'clock. Come on out there. This has been another episode of Inside the Ropes. You close, Coach Marlon.
See y'all next time.